So you need to get from one house to the next house. What is the most stress-free scenario for making that happen? We're going to go over that next. Hey, Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here. You know, you're a great real estate agent by your side when it comes time to buy a house, sell a house, or even relocate to the Treasure Valley. And we've had this little tiny series going through about the different processes or strategies to get from one house to the next house. So we've already covered how you sell and then buy a house. We've already covered how you sell and buy a house, all as one process. And today we'll be talking about how you buy a house and then sell your old house. That's pretty wild, right? Well, let's get into that. So we got the pros and cons here on this great little handout that you can download for yourself. It's at our website, and I think you'll want to because it might get your thought processes going. Make sure you get all the questions addressed before you nail down your plan. So who is this strategy best for? I've seen this done many times with like retired couples. They're financially solid. They have assets that they can use for the down payment, and they really value that leisurely pace of moving from one home to another and from finding their new home. Maybe they're looking for that unicorn home, which is 2 acres in a shop with a white picket fence, something like that. There are some pros and cons to this, and I think we need to get into that right now. So a pro is that you do have the peace of mind that you can take as much time as you like to find your next house and then move into it. It's if you are really looking for that special home, maybe it's a special location, or maybe you're even having a home built, then this would be a great way to go. Another pro is there's much less stress because of short deadlines that you may get with the other processes. You can just take your time. Yes, your agent is going to have deadlines through the contract, as you find your new home and go under contract, and there's like inspection deadlines and stuff. But stress of getting this to happen before that can happen, if one of those dominoes doesn't fall right, the whole thing falls apart. That stress is just really not involved with this scenario. So another pro is that you won't need a rental or even short-term accommodations. You don't have to stay with friends or Airbnb. You can leisurely move from your old house to your new house as quickly or as slowly as you want.
Wow.
Maybe it's just a trunk load of stuff every weekend until you get done. Another pro is that you won't have to sell in a short amount of time, possibly allowing for a higher selling price. So if you have a home that it's a little bit more unusual, there's not as many people out in that market segment to buy it, it can take longer. So now you can take the time and wait for that right buyer to come along. There's not the time pressure to get it sold right away. Another pro is that your offer on your new home won't have a contingency to sell your old home first. And this is very favorable. The seller of your new home looks at that very favorably, and there's no risk for him as there would be if you did have a contingency. So it makes your offer look very, very nice. Let's talk about some cons. Well, so if you are financing, you could have 2 mortgage payments at the same time. And how long you have those depends on how quickly you sell your previous house. Another con is that it will be more difficult to qualify financially for 2 mortgages at one time because you might have a higher debt-to-income ratio, and your new place is maybe considered a second house instead of your primary place. So your interest rates could be a little bit higher on the new one. Another con is that you won't have the equity from your old home to use for your earnest money or for your down payment on the new home. So that could make your offer look a little bit weaker. Typically not when you have a great agent involved. Like what we'll do is we'll have that net sheet, which shows how much money that you'll be putting in your pocket from the sale of your old home after all the different expenses and repairs and mortgage paid off, so that the new home, the seller of the new home can see that, yeah, you know what, this guy is the real deal. He does have the money. So that can help to mitigate that. Communication is such a big thing, and that's what we're really good at. Another con is that if you do need some cash for that earnest money or for the down payment, you can take out a home equity line of credit, a HELOC on your old house. But the couple cons about that is it's pretty expensive, very expensive money, and also that has to be done before your old house goes on the market. So some pre-planning has to take place. And the last con that we have for this scenario is instead of selling your old home, maybe you didn't get the price that you wanted for it, you could just rent it out and be a landlord. Yeah, I know that was over in the pro side too, but it could be in the con side too if you have to fly across country or drive across town at midnight and plunge toilets and stuff like that. That could be a con. So you can get your own copy of this at the website. Make sure you do. Check out the other videos that we've done in this series about how you can sell, then buy, and then the other scenario of how you can sell and buy all at one time. To go along with this, how you can buy and then sell, to make sure you got all the information that you need to make the best decision for you and for your family. So thanks for stopping by. Give us a call, text, email. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you on the next video. Hey, thanks for stopping in and learning more about real estate in Nampa, Idaho and the Treasure Valley. If you'd like to learn more, watch this video here next or binge on this playlist. When it comes time to sell a home, buy a home, or even relocate to the Treasure Valley, your Treasure Valley Dave team is your real estate expert by your side, helping you get home.